Are you on the verge of burnout and exhaustion from your career? Maybe you love what you do, but are lacking peer support and professional connections. Then you need to come to the 2-day Social Connections Virtual Summit happening September 25th and September 26th. This 2-day social wellness and relationship building summit is unlike any other you've ever seen. When you join the Social Connection Summit, your professional relationships are going to transform. You will be inspired by our dynamic speakers who will be sharing actionable steps to help you set boundaries to prevent burnout, schedule your time effectively, restore your emotional and physical health, and so much more. You will have ample opportunities to connect with your peers, develop new relationships, and even forge friendships with our curated networking sessions. And there's more. For those of you who want extra support and personalized guidance towards reaching your goals, you may book a complimentary one-on-one coaching session with a world-class coach of your choice. Don't miss the Social Connections Virtual Summit September 25th and September 26th. Get your tickets at patternsofpossibility.com/events. Early bird ticket sales end soon, so get yours today. Go to patternsofpossibility.com/events. That's patternsofpossibility.com/events. Hey, what's going on? My name is Coach Lee Hopkins. My pronouns are he, him, his, and you're listening to the Patterns of Possibility podcast. This is a podcast dedicated to helping you replace harmful patterns with new possibilities. In each episode, we'll explore topics that inspire you to be yourself, live your truth, and make lasting connections. In this episode, we're going to answer that burning question that you have in the back of your mind of that friend who only calls you when they need something, doesn't seem to show up, doesn't seem to care about you. Are they using you? Are they? Well, here are 3 ways to discover whether they're not or whether they are. I don't know if you want to hear this, but hey, let's do it anyway. Are you ready? Let's go. Your friend is calling you right now. You look at the phone. You debate on whether you want to answer. You think, they're probably going to ask to borrow some money and I don't have it. They're probably going to tell me something that I don't care about. Some drama. I don't know. Maybe. But wait. You don't want to think such negative thoughts. Maybe they realize that tomorrow is your big work presentation and they know that you could use some support. Maybe they remembered that you were going through something and wanted to see how you were doing. Maybe. That maybe gets you to pick up the phone. When you finally decide to answer, you realize that not only did they forget about your presentation and have no idea that you're going through anything, they called to dump all of their problems on you. Boom. Can you believe this and that did this and that? Can you believe James didn't call me back? Can you believe this and that, the drama, the state of the world, politics, blah, 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 blah. And they talk your ear off and they say all this stuff that they've got going on. All of these things. You're frustrated. You're disappointed, but still hopeful. You listen because you're a good friend. You're supportive. You're appreciative of your friends. You want people to treat you the way you treat them, so you treat them the way you want to be treated. You listen, and you listen, and you listen, until they're all done. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, yeah, that's wild. That's crazy. I can't believe that happened. And then you're like, okay, finally. They stop talking. Hey, friend, I have this big presentation tomorrow and I'm so nervous about it. And you're like, oh, I didn't know that. Ooh, good luck. I want to wish you good luck. Good luck. And inside your mind, you're like, whew, what a relief. They do care. They are interested. I'm glad that I stuck it out. But then as right as you're about to hang up the phone, they ask you to borrow $20. Is your friend using you? I'd be curious to know what your answer is. So just shout it out at any device you're listening on. Just go ahead and just be like, yeah, no, whatever it is. I'll tell you my answer since I can't hear you. But I would say yes, because based on my own experiences, of course, everything I talk about is based on my own experiences. I've been both people, and you might think, what do you mean both people? Well, I've been the person who has used, and I've also been the person who has been used. And I didn't realize in either situation that I was doing it. And so we want to give the person the benefit of the doubt because they're our friend. We don't want to be like, oh, they're just using us. They're our friends. They're there for us through thick and thin. They're there for us with other things. You might lump this as one of those not positive things, but when you hang out together, it seems to be cool and you seem to have fun together. Or maybe they'll come and help you once in a while. They'll do something, or maybe they'll really listen to you and have a big event or big thing happening in your life. Maybe they'll do that for you and you're like, they're not using me. They're not using you. But if we just look at this situation right here and look at the pattern of the situation where you had something going on in your life, something you could use support for, whether it was an event where you were really afraid, whether you were really upset, whether you were really sad, whatever it was. If you were happy about something, you could use support from them, right? And your friend has no awareness, no consideration, no curiosity about what you were feeling, how that event is impacting you, what you're going through. They're not holding space for you, right? And when they call, you think that it's because they're finally getting ready to hold space for you. And they don't. In fact, they dump a bunch of stuff on top of you. They dump things on top of you. All of the troubles and everything that's on their mind, they share their feelings with you, and there's no space for you. And at the end of this phone call, you barely said anything about your presentation, or you said something about your presentation, and they only gave you a few words back. Good luck. Can't wait. I'm so happy for you. Do the thing. When you probably wanted to talk more, or you could have talked more about the frustrations that you have, the fears, what could go wrong, what some things that you're unsure of. That's what my friends do. My friends hold space for me in those situations. And furthermore, they have the awareness that I am going through something, and they have the desire to support me in those situations. They remember things about me. What we do with things that we use, we don't consider them. We don't think about the paper towel that we use to wipe our hands. We don't consider the money that we put in a coin machine to get our sodas, if people do that anymore. We don't consider how we're impacting those things. We don't consider how they're being used for a particular purpose, and that is it. Particular purpose, and we don't care about how that thing feels because it's paper towels, because it's a quarter. We don't care about that. And I look at the situation and think, it's the same. It's the same to me. Whatever's important to me needs to be important to my friends. That's just it. And if it's not important to you, then you are not a friend. And I'll step it up and say, you can use things, you can use people, and you can use objects. We put people where they want to be placed. That's what I mean when I say that. You put people where they want to be placed. And so, as always, I want to say something that's pretty empowering. Being the person who has used and being the person who has been used. When I was in this position in which I had been used, I felt great. Okay, I did. I felt great. I didn't know it. But that's exactly where I wanted it to be. I wanted to be the superhero. I wanted to be the who gives and who gives and who gives. Because somewhere along my lifetime, I picked up this idea that you be the bigger and better person. You treat people the way you want to be treated, And then eventually they'll treat you that way. So if I'm listening, I'm holding space, I'm making sure to give and to give. Even though I'm being exhausted, I'm thinking that this is what I'm supposed to do to create a great friendship. This is it. That's the position that I wanted to be in because I was going to get something in return. That's what I thought. But it never, ever happened that way. I never, ever, 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 ever made a close friend because I did something for them like that and ignored my feelings about the things that I did. I only created a lot of resentment. So if you're the person being used in this situation, what are you getting out of it? Just food for thought, nothing to think about. What are you getting out of it? And if you are the person who is using, perhaps you are unaware. Perhaps you're unaware of it because your friend isn't really saying anything to you, and it looks like they're happy to be in this position. They're happy to give and give and give and give their time and attention to you. They're not yelling at you about it, not complaining or anything about it. So, hey, that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. Always having this empowering mindset is where I'm coming from. Thinking about, if you believe your friend is using you, then what is it that you're doing? What is it that you're not saying to them? Because if they know how you feel about it and they continue to do it, then you have a problem. If they don't know how you feel about it and they continue to do it, you still have a problem. There's no trust in communication that they really care about how you feel or what you think. You can just alleviate all of that by having a conversation with them. But if you're really, really, really unsure, because sometimes they're kind, sometimes they're supportive, and sometimes they're not, then here are some ways to really consider it. I got 3 ways for you to like look at the situation and think, they're probably using me, so let's have a conversation about it. The first one is, well, your friend imposes on you without consideration for your availability or preferences. They might move in with you unexpectedly or try to borrow your car at a moment's notice. Those are things that are egregious. But think about those times that your friend has just decided, we're going to do this, and they impose it upon you. Number 2, your friend expects you to take care of their needs. Maybe if you go out for dinner with them, they may not offer the pay and simply expect you to pick up the tab. Oof. Man. I mean, that is pretty awful. Expecting you to pick up the tab. Here you go. Yeah, watch out for that. I expect you to pay, not even looking, like not even considering what you might think or feel about it. It's just, do what I want you to do. Number 3, the person appears disinterested in you until they have their needs met. So it's just like the example that I talked about at the beginning of this podcast. It's just that example. Looks like they don't really care about you until they get to spill all of their tea, all the gossip, all the things that are going on inside of their head. They're not interested in what's going on with you in your presentation or your drama or your woes, things that are happening with you. They just want to dump on you. Can you do that to them? Can you call them up and tell them what's going on with you, and will they listen? A surefire way is to try all 3 of these. If your friend imposes on you, try imposing on them and see how it works. If your friend expects you to take care of their needs, try going out to dinner with them and not picking up the tab, looking at them like they need to do it. You know, it's reciprocation. That's what makes your friendship not a user situation where somebody's getting more. If you give equally, you'll have a friendship and a balanced relationship. Hey, Patterns of Possibility fam. If you'd like a little more guidance and hands-on support, then I've got great news. You can hire me as your own personal coach. Go to patternsofpossibility.com/coaching to apply for individual or group coaching. In this 12-week program, I'm going to help you make the meaningful connections that you deserve. After this coaching program, I promise you'll be able to do 3 things. 1, you'll be able to clearly identify who belongs in your tribe and who doesn't. Say goodbye to those people who are wishy-washy, you're unsure of. No, you will know for certain whether or not they deserve to be in the same space with you. And second, you are going to know that your thoughts and feelings are valid and worth expressing. So if you do have feelings about your friends not holding up boundaries or not holding up space for you or not meeting your needs, then you are not going to shy away from telling them. You will be able to communicate your boundaries in a clear, concise manner and advocate for yourself in your relationships. And finally, you are going to learn how to start and stop conversations with strangers and steer them towards topics that are interesting and important to you. I don't know about you, but I don't have weeks, months, years to discover whether or not me and my new friend have compatible values. If you know what you're looking for, you can discover if you're compatible in just a few conversations. If all this sounds good to you and you're ready to make those meaningful connections, go to patternsofpossibility.com/coaching to find out more information. Again, go to patternsofpossibility.com/coaching to find out more information. I look forward to working with you. Now it's time for your listener letters. If you have burning questions about your friendships and your platonic relationships with your coworkers and so forth, let me know. Write me at patternsofpossibility@gmail.com, and I might just read your letter out loud. Is this a toxic friendship? So Veronica and I have been friends for almost a year now, and we have a lot in common. Halfway through the first couple of months, she ghosted me for about 2 months when she started dating someone. She also got a new group of girlfriends, and I was like, okay, I'm never pressed. And to be honest, I've never tried to reply to the last few dry replies I got from her. An entire 2 months go by and we say nothing. Then suddenly Veronica is hitting me up again, wanting to hang out, and she's sorry that life is so busy. She broke up with the person that she was dating and no longer is friends with that group. So when we started hanging out again, I said, "Did I do something for you to push me away like that? Please tell me so that I can fix it. I value our friendship." I love you, whoever wrote this. And she swore to me I did nothing wrong, and she just does this to people sometimes, and I'm like, that's kind of wrong. Please communicate with me so I don't think I did something to offend you. I love you so much. Whoever wrote this, I love you. So we started to hang out a lot more, and she was constantly talking to me, sending me video messages, and I felt like I had a sister. So then we're planning a sleepover. I ask her when she's available, and she says whenever. So I said, how about next weekend? Then suddenly she was kind of MIA on me like she did the first time. A response every 10 to 12 hours, and it's dry. So I brought up if we're going to do the sleepover soon, and she says, well, I went on a date with this guy, and I don't know when I'm going to be free now. He's everything I want. I think she means she wants to devote any free time to him. I don't know. Which I said, cool. I'm super supportive and I hope all goes well. I asked her to let me know when she's free. We talked a little more about random stuff because like I said, the conversations have been dry, and now suddenly she opened up my message a few days ago and never responded. I just feel like I'm being used for emotional support or when she's bored. Am I overreacting? I'm new to making friends in this adult world because I was such an introvert, but I don't think this is right. I'm also awful at quick responses, which I think annoyed her. Okay. To you who wrote this, I still love you. I think you're absolutely amazing. I appreciate everything that you said here, the way you laid it out. I always talk about telling people how you feel, and you were like, yeah. So we're not just going to ignore the fact that you didn't talk to me for a couple of months. You got into a relationship and you found a whole new set of people to hang out with. And then when that group of people left you, what happened? Like, what happened? And she's like, nothing. We're cool. I just do that. Nothing. I'm just cool. I'm just cool. We're cool. There's no problem here. I just do that. All right. So listeners and the person who wrote this, I want you to hear that part. Because when people tell you who they are, it is best to believe them. So she did it once. And of course, you wanted to be sure. She was like cool after the first thing. She's like, it's not a big deal. It's just something I do. And then she did it again. It's happening again. And you know that you don't like it. Tune it into your feelings right there. Go you. Tune into your feelings. Look, I don't like this. I don't think it's right. And it's kind of confusing because it feels good to have this friend who wants to connect with you, appreciate you, hang out with you, do this sleepover thing, and be cool. But then all of a sudden, it's no-go. And you're like, well, I can wait out the no-go, I guess. I can wait out the point where she's, you're trying to be understanding, the point where she's got a boyfriend now and she's going to devote all her free time. You even spelled it out here, which is something I appreciate so much. It looks like she wants to devote all her free time to her new boyfriend, a new guy, and leave you to pick up whenever she feels that she's bored, has nothing to do, because you click. But you don't like that. Are you overreacting? No, that's not something I would say. Is a clear, you can see this person very clearly. So what are you going to do about this? Because she said that you're not annoying her. You said that at the end of this, you think you're awful at quick responses, which you think annoyed her. She told you, start believing those words that come out of her mouth. Believe the fact that she is a person who will leave you when something more interesting and exciting comes along. She will dump you. Believe that she's done it twice. Believe that you're not doing anything to annoy her because she just does what she does. She told you who she was, and she's going to tell you those things. So what I'd recommend, if you'd like to keep this person in your life, just keep them a little bit of a distance from you. I keep them a little bit distance from you, because if you do click, if you do have fun together, just have fun together. Just have fun together, but don't put too much energy into it where you're expecting to do a lot of things with them. You're hanging out with them so often. They'll hang out with you whenever they're available and whenever you're available. Most importantly, never, ever, ever drop anything to see this person. Never leave any. They will never drop anything in your life that's important to you to go hang out with this person. If you've got plans, you keep them and they wait. They are always secondary. You give them the same kind of energy they're giving you, and not because you want to be spiteful and hurtful, because you want to protect yourself. You don't want to start treating people the way you don't like to be treated. For example, if you made plans with somebody else, let's say person X comes in the picture and you become friends with them, and then Veronica jumps back in and says, hey, let's go hang out, but you've got plans with person X, you do not cancel plans with person X, because they will feel the same way that you felt as Veronica dropped you. And you don't want to do that because you don't like the way it feels. Don't go doing that to other people and destroying those kind of relationships. Destroying the relationships with people who actually want your time and attention, and they value you. They value you. And you'll find those people out there. Release Veronica. Let her go. And when she's available and you're available, then you can hang out. If it feels good to you to do that, then do that. Not everybody can be a close friend. We have some great associates out there where we associate with different things that we do in our life, different activities, going for a walk, going to the gym, maybe going to the movies every once in a while, or maybe going to dinner every once in a while and catching up, but there's nothing else there. There's nothing else there. There's not going to be any support. There's not going to be any real kind of connection or relationship that you're looking for. You're just going to be used when they're bored. So do the same thing. If you don't have plans and they're available, they're reaching out to you, why not enjoy each other's company? Why not? Hey, thank you so much for listening. If you like this podcast, share with someone who you think could benefit from this information, and follow me on social media. You can find me at Patterns of Possibility on all social media. And I go live on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. You can catch me and learn more about these social connections and interact with other people who are looking for the meaningful connections, who share the same kind of stories, and be in community. And don't forget to sign up for my newsletter at patternsofpossibility.com, where you will get actionable steps delivered to your mailbox every week. Thanks again for listening. Until next time, take care.